I was born in a little log cabin. One Friday, somebody, and it had to be a boy on that bus, said, "I hope that school burns down this weekend." It burned down. And we spent a lot of time then, instead of in school, we cleaned bricks. The football players nominated the girls to run for homecoming queen.
Born during the Great Depression, Miss Bobbie Bracken grew up in rural Escambia County and graduated from W.S. Neal in 1954. Her memories take us back to a time of log cabins, cotton fields, the historic school fire, and a community that helped shape generations of Blue Eagles.
All right, welcome back to the Everfly Vodcast. I'm Jerry here along with Perry Updike, and Stacy sitting in on this interview too, because today we have a very special guest, the homecoming queen from 1954, Miss Bobbie Bracken Herrington. Yes. Looking forward to the stories that you can tell that nobody else can tell. Thank you for joining us today. We're very excited to have you as part of the podcast. And Miss Bobbie, if you can, go back and think about your earliest school days.
I'm the 9th of 10 children. The first 6 and 5 had died before I was ever born.
I did not know that. Okay.
And but anyway, we lived there. My brother, Billy, that was 10 years older than me, he went to Mobile. Well, he was in the military. But one night when he was at home, he kept telling, now this is the log cabin, he kept telling Mom and Daddy, it was a long bedroom. It was bed on this end and bed on this end. Billy slept over here and Gwen and I slept over here. Billy kept complaining about he heard something under that bed. They'd come in there and look under the bed and couldn't see nothing. They'd say, shut up and go back to sleep. Well, the next morning, now the log cabin, remember, the next morning we all got up, and at the head of his bed, between one of them logs, was a snake, a rat snake.
Oh, my goodness.
That was what he heard.
Oh, my goodness.
If we'd have woke up with that, we'd have had might not be here today. Do y'all know what a China berry tree is?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Sure do.
All right. We had one on this side of the yard and one on this side of the yard. Pinky would get in one of the China berry trees, and I got in the other one, and we threw China berries at each other. We had a garden, too, and I can remember sitting on the front porch. We'd go out and pick peas, butter beans.
Oh, yeah.
And we'd sit on the front porch in the morning and shell them, and then get up and go cook. But, and that was, I do call that the good old days.
Yeah.
And I said, some of these kids that's having problems, I could solve it real easy. Somebody have about 100 acres and plant cotton in it, give them a long sack and say, get out here now and fill it up today. Well, when we was picking cotton, we was down close to where my daddy's parents lived. And, of course, they were out there, too.
Yeah.
Okay, it got lunchtime. We took a break and went down to Granddaddy and Ma's house. Mom and Ma Bracken's got in the kitchen, and they cooked, and my daddy and Granddaddy, they sat on the front porch and sat on the floor now and leaned up against the wall, and they slept. When they ate, Mom and Ma Bracken's got up and cleaned that kitchen up, and they all went back to the cotton patch.
Yep.
They didn't get a break.
Right.
I started first grade at W.S. Neal.
Okay.
My teacher was Miss Rita Jane Boykin. She was wonderful. And my second grade teacher was Miss Rita Jane Borkin. And I thought it was because she loved us so much she just wanted to go up to second grade. But I learned later on that they couldn't find a second grade teacher, so she went up and they could get a first grade teacher. So she was my teacher, and of course she's gone now, but I rode a school bus about 10, maybe 15 miles to school every day. And I remember one Friday, now this has been a long time ago, one Friday somebody, and it had to be a boy on that bus, said, I hope that school burns down this weekend. It burned down.
And that was in
So
February.
when Sharon would ask me who was the boy, and I said, that's been 72 years, I don't know. But it did burn that weekend, and we spent a lot of time then. Instead of in school, we cleaned bricks.
The fire at WS Neal changed the lives of every student who attended school here. For months, classes were held in temporary locations, while students and volunteers salvaged bricks from the burned building. For Miss Bobbie, it became one of the defining memories of her childhood.
Do you remember what started the fire? I've wondered that.
I have no clue.
Do you remember where you had your classes until they rebuilt the school? Did you move into a different building, or what happened right after it burned?
It seems like there used to be a building over here toward wherever Parker lived that we met, but we also met at, Sharon, what did I tell you that was? It was campgrounds, Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
There was a place over there behind where Hardy's is now.
Okay.
So going on up, who are some of your favorite teachers that you remember besides Miss Boykin?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I remember when I got up in the 11th grade, Peggy Gill was my home economics teacher. She asked me, do you know Jack Bracken? I said, yes, ma'am. He's my first cousin. Well, she was Miss Gill my 11th year. My 12th year, she was Miss Bracken. And she came out to the country to visit us, and meet my mama and what have you, and daddy. So I've got a lot of good memories here.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
sure have.
Only have 30 minutes.
I was in study hall one day, and I'd got in with a group of girls. I was always shy. I'd got in with Judy Bethea and who all else was it. And the teacher called me up front.
Uh-oh.
She said, Bobbie, you don't belong with that group of girls.
That's funny.
They was all making a bunch of noise. And Lord have mercy. And then I think I went to crying, and she told me to go to bed. But that's what she said. You don't belong with that bunch of girls.
So you were able to catch the bus, though, where you lived. We'll move forward.
They came by and picked us up, and then when we moved from Bethel in the log cabin up to where the house is now, they tried to make us go to Henry Roberts. But, and a school bus came by the house coming to Neal. And Gwen went to Mr. Weaver, I believe was the principal then, and told him, said, we've started at W.S. Neal and we don't want to go to Henry Roberts. And they didn't make us go. I wanted to be in the band. I wanted to be a majorette, and Mama wouldn't let me. She said, I know you would have to go on trips, and I'm afraid y'all would have a wreck and you would get killed.
Yeah.
I had the band director, Mr. Hanks, I believe it's who it was that asked me why I wasn't in the band. And I told him. I would love to have been, but
Yeah.
Well, and you can't blame her because by that point she had lost how many children?
Yeah.
a
5,
bunch.
6. I mean,
Yeah.
so
She had lost probably 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite memories from school?
Well, the football players nominated the girls to run for homecoming queen. Ever told you?
No, go ahead.
All right. What was this little old boy's name? It might come to me in a minute. But anyway, he nominated me to run for homecoming queen, and Peggy Bracken, and thank God for Peggy. They had the parade and everything on Friday, and GM Chevrolet provided a convertible car for the homecoming queen and her maids. And Molly Whittle's sister, Maddie, she was Maddie Fields, and Molly was Molly Fields too until she married. Maddie was on that court too, homecoming court. But anyhow, but Peggy came to me that, I think it was a Wednesday, and pulled me off to the side and said, "Bobbie, you got homecoming queen." I could have fainted. And I went home, and heck, I didn't have nothing to wear, you know?
Yeah.
And I went home, and Gwen and Harold Douglas, Jan's daddy, was married and together, and I spent the night, next day I spent the night with Gwen and Harold, and I wore the suit that Gwen got married to Harold in.
How about that?
And we went to town and bought me shoes, a purse, and a hat. On Saturdays, we came to town. Mom and Daddy had to shop. And the movie theater was downtown then, and Gwen and I would go to the movies. And it was so nice then because they would have, before the main event, the main movie came on, they would show pictures of the military, one at the time, and that was so nice.
Yes.
It really was. You could get in for a dime. So, and I call those good old days.
Yes, ma'am, no doubt. And was that theater downtown about where the marquee is now?
It was right there.
Yes, ma'am. And it was the Ritz Theatre, is that right?
Ritz Theatre.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Western Auto was across the railroad tracks from it. And it's changed a lot. You know, we used to have a where you could skate.
Yeah.
What you call it, a rubber
Skating rink,
rink.
yes, ma'am.
And we used to have one over in across the bridge going to, like, to Mobile.
So when did y'all actually get together then? Did y'all start talking before he went off into the Air Force? Okay.
See, we went to the same church.
Yeah.
We would sit in church together and rode the school bus together and all that kind of stuff. So, and then they finally moved to Brewton.
Moved down.
But, and then he'd come out to the house to see me.
Okay.
He joined the military as soon as he graduated, him and Carson Douglas.
Yeah.
They walked all the way to Montgomery
Wow.
to join the military. But he had to go overseas after he got in the Air Force. They sent him to Kwajalein. It's an island out in the Pacific, I think. But anyway, and he stayed a year. Spent a year over there, and he said, "Now, Bobbie, I know that you're going to go out and date, but there's one person I don't want you to date. Carson Douglas." Guess who I dated?
Oh, yeah.
I think, but anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we married as soon as I graduated from high school. We married in August, and I graduated in May. We were married 59 years.
History isn't just found in books. It's preserved through the people who lived it. From growing up in a log cabin to witnessing the rebuilding of W.S. Neal after the historic fire. From being crowned homecoming queen in 1954 to building a life of faith and family. Miss Bobbie Herrington has given us a priceless gift. Her memories ensure that this chapter of Blue Eagle history will never be forgotten.